Two big stories happening right now involving Disney, starting with the company's finances.
Within the last hour, Disney released its first earnings report since Bob Iger returned to the company as CEO. It came just moments after lawmakers in Tallahassee advanced legislation for a state takeover of Disney's self-governing district.
We have team coverage tonight, beginning at the state capitol with West 2 News political reporter Greg Fox. And Greg, walk us through what happened today.
Well, generally speaking, with any bill, they usually go through 1, 2, or 3 committees before they make their way to the House and Senate floors. Well, this afternoon, the only committee hearing the Disney bill, the State Affairs Committee in the House, passed it along party lines.
Our governors shouldn't be appointing people that donate to them, no matter who that governor is.
Democrats in the State Affairs Committee of the House introduced amendments to the bill that would shake up the way Walt Disney World is governed. But the Republican majority rejected every attempt.
Please show House Bill 9B reported favorably.
The result was easy passage of the bill that gives the governor the power to appoint the 5 members of the board of Reedy Creek Improvement District, Disney's quasi-governmental entity that oversees construction, operation, and maintenance of Disney's enormous property in Orange and Osceola counties. St. Cloud Republican Fred Hawkins is the sponsor and says the measure adds accountability and transparency to an otherwise secretive government that avoids state and local regulation.
The board are not employees of Disney. They're not employees of another theme park or in the entertainment industry. I think we've done well to make sure that it's a transparent board, and a board that will listen, and let's move on.
Democrats think they know why no one from Disney or Reedy Creek showed up to oppose the bill.
Disney special breaks have all stayed the same. And as we saw in the Q&A, the only powers that were removed from Reedy Creek were powers that Disney never even used. But the powers they do use have all maintained their prosperity in this bill.
Earlier Wednesday in Ocala, Republican Governor Ron DeSantis said the restructuring of Disney that began last year had nothing to do with the company's vocal opposition to the Parental Rights and Education bill, or as some critics call it, the Don't Say Gay law.
Disney is no longer going to have self-government. They're not going to have their own government. Disney is going to pay its fair share of taxes, and Disney's going to honor the debt, and that's exactly what this proposed piece of legislation will do.
And it appears this legislation is going to go to the full House tomorrow. It could pass at that time and then move on to both a committee and potential passage in the Senate on Friday. Live at the Capitol in Tallahassee, Greg Fox, West 2 News.